Hi, my name is Christopher. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about naming characters. I'm in several Facebook groups with other authors, and one question that I've seen a lot lately is, hey, can you help me name my character? Well, to me that's a little weird because character naming is a little bit of a process to me, and one of the things that I like about character development. So it's kind of weird. It's like you're having somebody else name your child or your pet. It's just really weird to me that you ask other people to name your character because nobody knows your character like you do. So why? So I started thinking, why do people do that? And then I realized, like, a lot of people probably don't know how to name their characters or, where to find inspiration. So today I have 5 tips for you to name your character. Okay, so tip number 1 I have for you on naming characters is make sure that the character name fits the world your character lives in. So if you're writing high fantasy, that's great, go nuts, because you can throw all syllables together and you have a great new name. But chances are that if you are writing a modern day 30-year-old detective, that, their name is probably not Aragorn or Frodo. Although Frodo is probably not the best example. I actually had a teacher named Frodo, was great in class, by the way. Okay, number 2, and this is on a related note with the last one. When you name your character, make sure the character's name also fits the background. Some names are associated with certain classes or ethnicity or race. For example, the name, this might get me into some trouble, but the name Mohammed is very uncommon with non-Muslim people, but it's one of the most popular boy names in the Islamic world. So yeah, keep this in mind, this kind of thing. Also, if your character is now 30 years old, in 2018/19, your character probably is not called Storm. Just saying. Okay, so tip number 3 I have for you. Not every character name has to be profound and meaningful. I know that this is the example set by a lot of really great writers like J.K. Rowling and Tolkien, that they really thought stuff through and they really have meaning behind a lot of names. Thing is that it doesn't have to be that way. Like, you can go nuts if you want to, but it doesn't have to be. So don't be afraid to actually use a name that you just simply like. I mean, I have one of my oldest stories that I am not currently working on, but I am planning to do, has 2 main characters, and I just named them because I like the names. Remember, you name your characters at any given time in their lives. But most of us get named at birth. When we're little babies that don't do anything and all pretty much look the same. Your parents don't know anything about you when they name you, so they basically go with something they like. So, keep this in mind when you're naming characters, because most of us get named at birth. Me being the obvious exception. Number 4, and this comes from a person with dyslexia. Please keep your name somewhat readable. I know that you have this awesome name that is spelled really, really special, that obviously is pronounced Kaylee. But I don't know that. So please don't do that. Also, on a slightly related note, and this comes from a person who actually had a name that was mispronounced all the time. If you hear your name's mispronounced, it is sort of annoying. J.K. Rowling herself has actually written a scene, and now I have to be really careful because this is take 3 and I still don't pronounce the name right. Hermione has a scene where she is trying to explain to Crumb how to pronounce her name. This is the result of J.K. Rowling being tired of people not knowing how to pronounce his name correctly. Learn from the best. Or actually their mistakes, because, you learn more from mistakes. And tip number 5, and this mostly goes with large casts of characters, but don't make the names of your characters too similar. Personally, I don't even like to use the same first letters of the name. And this is also to help your reader a little bit. When you're reading and you find out halfway through a book that these 2 characters that have very similar names are not actually the same character. I mean, that has happened to me. Because I recognize names by the first 3 letters. So if the first 3 letters of a name are similar, I don't even see the rest anymore. I'm a lazy reader. Don't judge me. Those are my 5 tips for you today about naming your character. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I am aware that I left out the sources of inspiration you might have to find perfect name for your character. So that is my question for you today. Where do you go for the inspiration to name your character? Is it Facebook? Yes? No? Let me know down below. I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Quinoa, not quinoa.